Alright, let's test the audio here. I wanted to make sure this is work because this is an interface. Okay, seems like it's actually working pretty good. Hey folks, welcome back to Gaming Garbage, where we take a look at games, chat about the gaming news in the industry, and of course stream for fun. Today we're going over the retro classics. These are all Activision, and since Xbox actually owns Activision now, of course, they and got the acquisition. By the way, the FTC has completely dropped the appeal in case and everything else they could possibly do, which I really think they're out of options anyway. But yeah, the FTC looks horrible. Doesn't look very good. Losing the court case in the first place to stop Activision from buying Activision Blizz, and then also losing the appeal. So, but yeah, here we are. We actually have tons of classics here. Something too I also want to note is that Ant Stream, we talked about this earlier, is you're able to actually have a ton of classics there. And not all of them are great. There's a few good ones in there. But this is separate from that. This is just all Activision games. And I wasn't sure if the interface was actually going to work, but it is, which is great. And let's actually take a look. So we have a few games here. They're all in alphabetical order. And roughly, let's see, we got 9 plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Or no, probably can't include this one because that's an ad. So we got 6 times 9. So we're looking at 72. Well, we got this row too. So basically 80 classics that we can look at. And these are all from, as far as I know, basically the 80s. And I just want to share a few of these. One, just to see how far games have gone. And then also to just share that these were just games. Okay, they weren't trying to be a service. They weren't trying to get your money. There were no microtransactions. They were just a game, right? And this was like peak for like the 80s. And this is all before, I think it's all before even the Nintendo NES. So, which would have been 85 for most of the world. So let's just play some of these. And I won't spend a long time in each one. But yeah, we'll just have an appreciation, I think, for some of the stuff. So let's go ahead and start with boxing. This was released in 1980. This actually would have been just before the crash. That's actually interesting. There was a really bad, there was like a micro crash in 81. As you can see, really simple. Yeah, really simple instructions. There's also keyboard as well if you want to do keyboard, which Microsoft just added keyboard support and mouse to Xbox console. And then, yeah, there's some trivia. Oh, this was released in 87. Excuse me. So this is a redesign of the release in 87. And then it tells you how to play. So, yeah, let's go ahead and play. And you just hit the start button to start. And there you go, baby. Stuck in the corner. Eat my fist. Oh gosh. Get my butt ended. And while, of course, I didn't, like, grow up with these. Oh, God. I'm getting murdered by this guy. I even practiced before stream. Well, the pressure's on now. Yeah, eat it. Dude. No! Oh my gosh. No! Gosh, mother frickin' dang it, I lost. So that's one game, okay? And again, these are all really, really simple. And you can adjust the volume whenever you need to. We'll probably leave it there. And then yeah, you can quit game, you can go back to your interface and start up another game. Now, this is on Game Pass. I don't think the file size is very big for all of this, because again, these are so small in games. But yeah, there was another one. There was tennis, which I suck at this one. Again, this is 81. Again, pretty simple. Let's look at instructions. So yeah, there's a little bit of trivia about the game. Yeah, this would have been 81. So let's go ahead and play. So you get to serve. And then you just have to, like, put your character in front of the ball, and the character does it for you. Like, that's literally the game. Like, this is so incredibly simple. Yeah, even with just playing with some of these, I find that it's pretty interesting just how simple it is and how more fun it is than some of the games that we get today. And as you can see, like I said, I'm horrible at this one. I got a point! Oh my word, I've never gotten a point before. Again, I had a few matches before I streamed this. So, hey, I'll take that as a win. I actually got a point. I'm amazed. Nice. I hope to win a game here. Oh, come on. Nice. Did I win? Apparently not. Not yet. I won a game! And I'm going to lose this one. But as you can see, again, this is pretty simple. We'll see if we can win another game here. But yeah, while graphically, you know, we definitely have games that look really amazing today, right? But it is amazing, too, like, how many bugs games have. Like, save progression problems, the servers don't work, or don't even operate, okay? You know, and people even pay early access for some of these games. Like Diablo 4, that was actually, had server problems for a while, for a few days. And it's just frustrating because these are just simple games, okay? They don't have to be overly complicated. Now, I'm not saying everybody should love these, okay? Yeah, the graphics are pretty horrible. They are pretty simple. And yeah, not everyone is going to like playing these types of games. But when you play these for a while and you just try to learn on the fly a little bit, you realize you're actually having more fun than, like, most most games today, it feels like. And again, I didn't grow up with these. I was born in 90. And so I grew up with, like, the NES. But even playing the NES, like, again, people would say, yeah, those games are more fun. They're more enjoyable, ultimately. And, yeah, it's just interesting to see this. And I think it's great that we actually have these classics back, because we have some gamers that have played these as kids, and now they basically get them for free on Game Pass, which is cool. It almost got me there. Oh, I won. I got a point. Oh, no. I just gave it. Let's try one more. And yeah, this is Enduro. This was 83. And again, you basically have a start button, move left or right, D-pad or joystick, whatever you prefer. And then you have a brake and acceleration, and that's it. And it's basically just trying to avoid stuff. That's basically the game. So yeah, again, there's a little bit of trivia. There's a little bit of other stuff. And the day cycle actually changes too, as you'll see here. So let's actually start. That's probably a little loud. Pardon me. There, we'll do that. Come on. So yeah, basically you're like a Formula 1 car. Box me in. Oh, man. Those curves suck, man. This game is pretty frustrating. Oh. And again, if you're good at some of these games, like, you know, there's no skill-based matchmaking. There's nothing like that. Slow down. God, man. Ooh. God, they snuck up on me there. Come on, man. And yeah, this was actually pretty common even for the NES or like Super Nintendo racing games like this. Where you just have a horizon you're racing toward and trying to avoid stuff, or even just trying to, maybe now you can shoot, like with the NES. Like, I remember Knight Rider. And it was pretty cool. Let's keep going here. With nighttime. Oh, come on. That's unfair. That's ridiculous. Can we get out of the curve, please? Ooh. Yeah, now we got fog. That's what this is. Oh my goodness. come on. Let's go, man. Let's go. And I think the thing is, like, you have only so much gas, so you're trying to travel as many meters or yards as you can. I guess I won. I have no idea. I did something. Oh, my word. Ah. I'm stuck right here. Oh. Oh, come on. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Whatever, dude. Maybe I just can't see my car. And this too, partly, like, we gotta talk about this, is like partly why arcades were so fun, is because we started having these like multiplayer games, which was really cool. And you know, to a degree, you could play them at home, but yeah, arcade is where you went to play with other people and try to beat scores and all of that stuff. And arcades are basically dead today, unfortunately. But yeah, it's just kind of neat having a piece of history plugged into to Game Pass and being able to see this. Because yeah, this takes me back even to playing on the NES or the Super Nintendo. And then yeah, the graphical push that we had with PlayStation 1 and Nintendo 64 was incredible, because we basically went from kind of this type of stuff that, you know, looked better as time went on through the 80s. But yeah, when we got to 95, 94, 95, man, it was amazing to see like 3D models, and like you could run around in your game and stuff, and just the level of detail, it was something else. But now I feel like we focus so much on graphics, we're now losing what actually makes games fun. Like, they don't know how to make games fun, or the leadership isn't allowing that, right, to some degree. And so now we have what we have, and, you know, we're basically repeating the 70s again. And that was the first real gaming crash that NES got us out of. Maybe go a little faster. I think I'm gonna run out of road. Yeah, I for sure will now. I gotta try to get through all of the cycles before like I run out. I don't think that's gonna happen. Gosh dang it, especially not now. I'm gonna run out of gas, or whatever this is. Oh, did I make it again? Oh my word. But yeah, that's just a look at some of the classic games. And again, you know, a lot of these were like late 70s and 80s. And yeah, when we had that crash, there were just too many games, too much slop, too much focus on just making money, and too much of a boom, and then there just wasn't enough people or enough money to sustain everything. And I feel like that's what we're heading toward now, for sure. I mean, we had 19,000 games added to Steam just last year in 2024. We have roughly 700, 800 games added to Xbox every year. Same with PlayStation, okay? And even Nintendo is expanding what their third-party launch is. It's the biggest third-party launch I've ever seen for a new console for them. And Nintendo has one first-party game that they're launching, and then they have another first-party, first-party they're launching at launch. Just one, unfortunately, and then a second game 1 month after. And then we know we get some other games later into the year, probably before Thanksgiving or Christmas. But then, too, we're thinking of, like, we have 15 games or even maybe more than that are all third party that are going to be there at launch. And like people are going to grab the third party games because they want to play more than just Mario Kart World. And then too, they're likely to not be $80 games too. And so yeah, we have a massive influx of games. We're crossing the line on exclusivity, and we're basically removing a lot of that. And then, too, we're getting to a point where everything is just too expensive. So a lot of options, too expensive. And, I mean, we haven't had AAA actually win a Game of the Year since, like, 2016. I mean, think of that. It's pretty insane. And again, they're not chasing making a game good. They're not chasing it as an art form. They're chasing it for money. And we all know that. But it's like what Nintendo's doing with their platform, what Xbox is doing, again, with $80 games, which is insane. Borderlands 4, the publisher Take-Two is looking at, again, $80 for the game. And, I mean, it's a mess. I don't see how it's sustainable because people are already struggling with life, right? And consoles are for the middle class. And I don't think they understand how difficult it is for the middle class right now. And the middle class is shrinking too. And more people are also just switching over to PC. They're seeing what's going on. They're seeing how much it actually costs to have a console. And so they're going over to PC because it's ultimately cheaper, better experience, and more liberty too with choice. I mean, according to Newzoo, we saw 34 million switching over to PC gaming. Or not switching over, I shouldn't say it that way, but having PC gaming add 34 million last year. And they're just seeing steady growth of more people choosing PC for gaming. And that is just wild to me. So yeah, consoles have to figure out something, and I think they're missing the plot line that it's like, yeah, they're building an affordable thing for people. Because yeah, back in the 80s, holy cow, computers were thousands of dollars back then, which would be like over $5,000 today for a computer just to play simple games like this. I mean, it's insane. And now you can buy a pretty good rig for $700-800 that can actually play your games at fair enough resolutions and stuff. Probably remove some of the ray tracing and whatnot. But yeah, it's just crazy. It's just crazy what's going on. So yeah, it's cool seeing these classics. But boy, it reminds me too of just a different era of gaming, where games were games and they weren't trying to be anything else. So with that, folks, thanks for tuning in. You can always follow me at Gaming Garbage 22 over at YouTube. There's also a playlist there on YouTube. There's tons of stuff that we do. There's reviews, there's initial looks, there's playthroughs of certain games, and then we also talk about the industry too. You can also follow me over at Twitch at Don't Tread on Thee. And when I'm not doing the news or like a deep dive, yeah, I'll definitely engage and chat with the chat. So hopefully you guys are doing well. And yeah, I'll see you guys on the next one.